So what about, there's often you hear past leaders or some of the past leaders sort of contradicting, Pakistan position on that issue.
Yes, we have to deal with it, but I've always said this publicly, that the Pakistan position, particularly the statement that we issued in the name of Pakistan, was a draft prepared by Tuan Guru Hadi Awang himself. And although at that time the DAP had some reservations, the 1 or 2 words, I said, in the name of consensus, just get it through, because at least the message is quite clear, Yeah, and to be fair, the DAP over some non-Muslims in Keadilan who had some reservations initially about the wording, the draft, I appealed to them to say, look, at least we go to the ground to say, look, this is not a draft by DAP or Keadilan, Kit Siang, it is a draft by Tuan Guru Hadi Awang. And that has helped immensely in the midst of the campaign. Although there are people still continuing to use this, and because this is being condoned, if not encouraged by the UMNO. Otherwise, it's impossible. You know how they work.
It's going to come up again in the by-election campaign, of course.
Yeah.
This and a variety of other issues.
So how do you deal with the dirty tactics has been
Some have even suggested the by-election is to divert attention to the sort of the case that is coming up. So
I mean, even there. I mean, in by-election in August also, sodomy case. The other elections also, sodomy. So is the whole country is sodomized.
Are you confident with this appeal that is being,
As I think there's a comment, I think one of your column lawyers, I know it's immune, it doesn't care. I mean, I really don't care. It does not matter. You should not distract me, From time to time with the Karpal or Tommy Thomas, somebody will call, Anwar, can we proceed this, or can you sign this? That's it. Because if I get entangled with this, I do nothing else. I mean, it's been 15 years. The only time where I did focus was when I was in prison.
So
which I had nothing to do anyway. So I did read every single note, every single application or submission by the lawyers. After that, I don't anymore.
So it doesn't weigh heavy on you, the fact that you might go back to jail?
No. I've overcome that fear. Thank God. Allah.
So the attempt to distract you by UMNO regarding using this case and all that, it's not working.
Because people have actually decided. I mean, for 15 years, you mean to say you have not decided either way? They decide, so what?
It's actually quite counterproductive for me, I think.
We say that, but they don't care, I mean,
as long as you're not
can I've said, and do I then respond by talking about Najib, or talking about the ministers, or talking about, tell me, And this is not new. I mean, for them to talk about morality, about sex, I mean, this is...
So you're ready for that kind of campaign?
No, I've been, at the, facing the brunt for the last 15 years. I would be quite stupid if I'm not able to. Yeah. I mean, you see the same faces appearing now, because this is the only time they can get additional allowance.
So do you see Dr.
Or at
M
least
hitting the
airtime.
campaign trail as well?
Yeah. Pardon?
Dr. M hitting the campaign trail as well this time?
Do you think
I'm not too sure. But I don't mind. It's be nice.
You don't mind. You welcome that.
Yeah, I don't mind.
You welcome that fact that Mahathir is, speaking at in Kajang.
Yeah, he went to Matampao, by the way, in the elections. Right.
Yeah. It's his home. He's living there, right?
Yeah. So my dad. No. He has a house in Country High. He has a house in my area. Yeah.
Your nemesis is always there.
Yeah.
He still seems to be very much in control. I mean, that's what we're saying.
I don't share that, frankly. Yeah, I don't share. Now, one lesson, you never underestimate your foe. It's true, but here he is overestimated because the leadership is weak.
That's right.
It's not a matter of his strength; it's his weakness of the leadership. I mean, I've said it publicly. I don't think you need to touch him or threaten him. No. Mas, just put it on the table. What's the problem with Mas? Perwaja, put it on the table, let him answer. Petronas contracts, let him answer. But you know, the leadership is so weak, they don't have even the courage to deal with it. You know, or probably because he was an exit affair. If he behaves like a statesman, you know, like Habibie in Indonesia, they're fair. But if he goes on, you know, giving this sort of speeches, some racist slurs, you know, threats, I think the way is just for him to answer.
Looking ahead, I think say for instance, presume they're going to win this by-election and become MP and all that, that give you on a pretty strong footing for the G14. How do you think, I mean, you know, it's still hard to envisage the fact that Pakistan can win with the current electoral, you know, the limitations, you know, the boundaries and all that. What are you going to do? I mean, you know, it is a tough call here. I mean, you know, it's not easy.
Which means, you know, that is why I think I had a discussion with Ambika after her statement, of course, and I had to invite her and offer an explanation. With a number of NGOs, by the way.
So you did meet with them?
Yes.
What was this?
I had after a statement,
Yeah,
and she wanted explanation, so I gave her an explanation. And then you know, some including
did
IB.
they accept the
I explained the larger scenario, including mobilizing to support Bersih. So, what was I? No, the election commission. I think I go along with Bersih's position or ultimatum. If they don't change, then they have to mobilize support. And I don't believe at this stage, with the state of economy now, the ruling establishment, the ruling clique, can underestimate the wrath of the people. There's a limit. We have gone to maximum, even calling for national reconciliation or dialogue on these issues, and saying that there is no legitimacy on the part of the election commission to talk about delineation with the present composition. So I think that is one part. Now, having said that, we are also realistic to approach with the present arrangements and boundaries. We have to work on the few constituencies in Selangor, in Perak, in Sabah, Sarawak. We have to do it. And I think now with the economic and also racial, religious turmoil, the people in Sabah are much more receptive. Amazing at that. So I think we have to work that out. That's why I think we need to have a cohesive, strong Selangor.
The eternal optimist.
Yeah.
What do you say to people who say, at the end of the day, Anwar juga kena datang save the day?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Is there a dearth of talent?
Well, it is not I mean, just kebetulan. I mean, I'm leading or at least coordinating the coalition. Just this one instance, but otherwise we have given, compared to the other parties, we are given quite prominence to the younger leaders. And I don't, you know, normally I give them a free hand. And you have seen, I mean, people like Rafizis are facing and you know, allowing that. Of course, he does, because to have this consensus in the leadership, keep me posted. But I think it is time that, you know, you give this second echelon leadership much more prominence, because we are no longer young. I feel young, but then we are not that young. So it is important to allow. And I'm proud to say that at least in Keadilan we have seen that. Not only here, in every state, or in most states, we have this second line people coming, play much prominent role. I was in Alor Star yesterday with the MPN, and I said, look, it's time. Datuk Johari there is the chairman. He was in the 50s. I said, look, it's time that you get people in the 30s now in the limelight. There must be either deputy or secretary of the committee or the head of information. I will not give an excuse if you don't have in the top 5 one very prominent young leader.
Talking about succession and all that, you got the party polls coming up. How do you see in terms of any changes?
Will it get ugly?
Hmm?
Will it get ugly? Or probably they solve the...
Will it be as ugly as last time, you know?
No, I don't believe so. I don't believe so. Partly because of the arrangement, you know, this was the first time that they had this mass election like that. We were ill prepared. I think that we have to concede. We have too many flaws in the way we manage the elections, the way we manage the media. You know, everybody starts giving their own comments. But now I think things are better organized. We have you know, impeccable independent team to take over from the secretariat. Because at that time the secretariat was running it, so any statement is suspect. So now we have independent team to run the election, and the condition was no one who can be in the election commission, whatever, if he or she is contesting at any level in the elections. So completely free. But Aziza has indicated she's not. I mean, some people trying to still to persuade her, but she's quite bent to.
She's staying on? Or?
No, it's very unlikely. She's waiting because.
In that case, you know, what about your position? What about, you know, are you?
I will deal with this after Kajang, Steve.
Oh, there could be another surprise.
No. I will deal with the party elections after Kajang.
Right.
So Dr. Sri, with all the succession planning that you're telling me, all this talk about feudalism is not true. It's unfair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, Aziza came in, you know, very reluctant. She does not want them, and I mean, you will find she was wife, a deputy prime minister or acting prime minister, hardly. She loves a job in the hospital. She loves a job as a eye doctor with all this Satuan Orang Buta or whatever, you know. She doesn't seem to be engaged in these high-level political discussions. And yeah, but then I have to deal with it. She happens to be Anwar's wife.
Why Lisa as well?
Yeah, yeah. So now is of course the attack on Nur Izzah, but as you know, Nur Izzah had to go through that very, very difficult phase. You know, I mean, of course, you know, I'm also the father. I feel because you know, at that stage, she had to leave studies and work through. It's a tough phase. Yeah. I wish her well. All these problems it could be.
Right. So the answer is it's unfair to say that there's such thing as this feudal hold on Keadilan.
Yeah, dear. I don't know. I mean, Aziza's leaving, so leaving Anwar, and of course Nur Izzah. She came in at the time, and everybody wanted her. You know, also Aziza, masa itu it was a vacuum. Everybody wanted, and she had to struggle at that time. And now everything is in order. Everybody is an MP, MB, and then you talk about feudalism after 15 years. Now, I've not heard about feudalism in the last 10 years, except from Mahathir and the UMNO guys. Of course she feels, because Aziza is not a politician of that level. She doesn't take it. But she said, why? I've been working and nobody talks about feudalism. Suddenly when I've indicated I'm leaving, and then it becomes feudal. Tapi tak apalah, kata sabar aja lah. I mean, this is to be expected. It's not all. As prison is not bed of roses, this job is certainly not something really, you know, comforting and all. But I'm okay. I mean,
You've been through a lot worse than
yeah. So Kajang by election is not as difficult, I tell you. But although I must say, we did anticipate, Steve. But then, when I saw this, I mean, but some are, you know, friends who expressed some concerns, you know, real concerns. Right. That's why I wasn't angry. Of course, some are nasty. I mean, really nasty. But some. So that's why when we discussed the leaders, including them, we said, no, we should take a soft line. We should say yes, we owe it to them. We have to explain. So we could slowly call them group to group, just explaining to them, and then probably the final explanation. I've got the draft in English. I've not translated that to the
final explanation tonight.
Yeah. But I think probably extending what I'm saying now, but probably well crafted.
Starting story really, betul tak?
Yeah, but the same source lah, you know. I mean, I mean, if you know Khalid is not that type. Sebab tu I think it is not only that it's incorrect, it's not fair to Khalid. I mean, of course he expressed his views sikit sebanyak, tapi nak bagi ini tak betul.
Is that because of the fact that there has to be some face-saving way for Khalid to step down? I mean, it's the fact that we have talked to Khalid. I mean, we did an extensive interview.
Yeah, right.
And I think he's willing to step aside, but I guess
but it depends on how we deal with him.
Right.
Not only afterwards. That's what is important. You see,
Right.
He is not advised to see in the event he leaves because he was incompetent or he failed many things. No.
That's right.
He did well. In fact, some people say he did well. You've been saying this all over the country. He did well.
Right.
Why did you ask him to go?
That's
You
right.
see, now I have a problem.
That's right.
I said, yeah, he did well. But I will not change that. In economic management, yes. But no, we have a huge problem. So I think it's how we deal. And I think, of course, I'm biased because he's a dear friend. You see, I mean, he's a very loyal friend, very close family friend. Well, he didn't suffer because of the position dia masa itu. Even when he's with PNB, he's like that. He's probably one of the few who during briefings to Mahathir would say, Yang Abu Hamad, ya betul, tapi saya bagi pandangan tu, tapi saya rasa boleh kita kaji balik. Say gitu to Mahathir. Not many would say that, kaji balik, dan saya rasa saya boleh minggu depan saya jumpa Menteri Kewangan, saya brief dia. Mahathir just
already decided.
yeah. No, that is him, So kalau orang understand him, then he doesn't mean so. He's just like that. He's him. And I love him as a friend, because of that. I've seen him as chief of PNB in front of Mahathir and saying, okay, terima kasih Tok Sri, tapi kita boleh. He will not say yes, I will do it. He said, saya akan bagi balik input saya, dan because saya akan jumpa Menteri Kewangan dan free. Yeah, that's kali. Not once or twice, Yeah. Nanti lepas dia keluar Mahathir kata, kawan ni dia pandai.
We asked this question of Tan Sri Khalid. We asked if he understood you. So do you understand us? Do you understand him?
Yes, I mean I do. I mean I know his eccentricities also, and I know his apa panggil, kedegilan dia, apa panggil?
Right.
Dalam stubbornness in some area. I said, Khalid, do it. Yes, and he treats me like what he did to Mahathir sometimes. No, but he means well. Why? I mean, I can be a bit upset or angry, but I don't reject him. You know why? Because he has no ill intention or corruptnya di tak ada. Then I think we have to grant Khalid exceptional in terms of their predicament. It's very sad, because people interpret why he has to. It would be sad because he is, the circumstances is different. The dictate of the time requires Selangor to be driven in a different way.
He called you a political animal, and he says that he's a corporate animal. So are you saying that Selangor is
Both of us are not animals.
At this juncture, Selangor requires a political animal more than a corporate animal.
It is both. I think both political leadership and economic management. I would qualify that to say that you cannot deny, because people are really having great difficulty. There's greater awareness on the economy now than ever before.
That's right.
Yeah, so you can't have just a political game plan. You must have
Especially
real.
with the GST coming
Yeah.
that people will be asking questions.
So, and the state, if you can really build up, and a lot can be done to frustrate some of the poorly designed programs by the federal government.
Has there been any understanding we made with ASMI in terms of what perhaps will be MB after G14?
No. I am not, even with Khalid, Manager Nasir, look, your
no
service
talk
will
about
be
that.
required, and as Bin Nasir, we all need to work together. I have not.
So
you
if-
know me, people say I know, is a make deal. No, I don't.
Okay, fine.
Frankly,
So
don't. So, but I was a bit. I'm a bit curious how this came about. This stuff.
Right. Okay. So if you are MB, you're going to stay until the next G. You're gonna serve the whole.
If maybe until I become prime minister, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
No,
I mean, is that?
No, of course, good to be. I mean, people say, ini mungkin sementara untuk nak bagi tak ada. I mean, you have to do a job. You have to complete the job. I don't think I need 4 years, or I whatever time required. Just I think we need to do it now.
So it's kind of you said that you've given up on becoming prime minister, settling for an MP post.
I think he knows. He knows what Selangor means. Yeah.
So they are afraid of what?
They are. I know they are. It's good that they are afraid.